What if I told you that the woman who revolutionized fashion and built a billion-dollar empire once lived in complete poverty, abandoned by her father, and told she would never amount to anything? Gabrielle Coco Chanel didn't start with silver spoons or fashion school degrees. She started with nothing but rejection, heartbreak, and a world that constantly reminded her she didn't belong. Picture this: a 12-year-old girl standing at the gates of a Catholic orphanage, watching her father's carriage disappear into the distance. He never looked back. Her mother had died of tuberculosis. Her father, he simply left. For 6 years, Coco lived in that cold, grey convent, learning to sew by candlelight. The nuns told her she was destined for a life of servitude. "Girls like you don't dream big," they said. "Girls like you survive." When she finally escaped at 18, she tried to make it as a cabaret singer in small-town France. But her voice, terrible. Night after night, she'd perform to empty rooms, earning barely enough to eat. The stage name Coco came from the only two songs she could half-decently perform: Coco Rico and Kikavu Coco. She was a failed singer, an orphan, with no connections, no money, and no prospects. Everyone saw her as just another pretty face destined to fade away. But then came 1910. Coco was living as a mistress to wealthy men, not by choice, but by necessity. While other women were content being kept, Coco was observing, learning, and most importantly, getting angry. She watched these wealthy women struggle in their corsets, unable to move freely, trapped in layers of fabric and societal expectations. And she thought, "This is ridiculous. Why should women be prisoners of their own clothes?" The pivotal moment came when she started borrowing her lovers' clothes. She'd wear their simple shirts, their comfortable jackets. Other women noticed. They started asking where she got her unusual outfits. That's when it hit her. Fashion wasn't about following rules. It was about breaking them. Coco made a radical decision. Instead of trying to fit into the world that rejected her, she would create her own world. She took every no as fuel, every insult as inspiration. "I don't do fashion, I am fashion," she declared. She opened her first boutique in 1913, with money borrowed from her lover, Arthur Boy Capel. But here's the thing: she didn't just copy what was popular. She created what she needed: comfortable, elegant clothes that let women move, work, and live. The famous little black dress, born from her belief that women needed something as versatile as men's tuxedos. Chanel No. 1, created because she wanted a woman's perfume with the scent of a woman. The Chanel suit, designed so women could raise their arms without splitting seams. Every creation was a rebellion against the world that tried to limit her. By the 1920s, the orphan girl, who was told she'd never amount to anything, had become the most influential fashion designer in the world. She liberated women from corsets, introduced them to pants, and made simplicity the ultimate sophistication. But success didn't make her soft. When World War II forced her to close her fashion house, she came back at age 71. 71 factorial and reinvented fashion all over again. Her competitors thought she was finished. Instead, she created some of her most iconic pieces, including the quilted handbag and the two-tone shoe. The woman who started with nothing built an empire worth billions. The Chanel brand today generates over $15 billion annually. Her designs are still copied, coveted, and celebrated worldwide. Coco Chanel proved that your beginning doesn't determine your ending. She transformed every disadvantage into an advantage, every rejection into redirection, every failure into fuel. She once said, Success is often achieved by those who don't know that failure is inevitable. The orphan became an icon. The failed singer became a symphony of success. The woman who had nothing gave everything to the world of fashion. As Mr. Ambert would say, "You failed when you stop." And Coco Chanel, she never stopped. Even death couldn't stop her legacy.